Alrighty, we are live. Welcome along. I am super pumped to be here. Ladies, today I'm going to share with you exactly how you can lose 1 to 10 pounds over Christmas without feeling like you're missing out, deprived, or restricting yourself. I'm very much aware I look like a floating head in a scarf. It is cold. But I want you to buckle up. I want you to get your pens out because you are going to want to take notes. Okay, this is going to be intense. If you want this plan that I have here, okay, this is the exact steps that my clients will be following the second time around. So if you want this plan, drop the word plan in the comments and I will send it over to you, okay, for free. If you are new here, hi, I'm Bianca. I am the plant-based queen and I'm streaming live into our women's plant-based weight loss support club. We do everything naturally and sustainably, so you will never see me selling or endorsing any bullshit products or MLM crap that just keeps you stuck in the diet industry. I actually help women who are sick and tired of dieting find that diet freedom, look and feel amazing again with science-backed, plant-based nutrition, habit and behavior change, and psychology tools so that you can keep weight off for good. Now, I'm telling you now, this is the exact framework that helped one client last year maintain and the rest lose between 1 to 6 pounds over the December period. Okay. That's Christmas and essentially the new year, and maybe even like a little bit of the Thanksgiving dregs as well, without feeling restricted and deprived. I cannot emphasize that enough because we always think that if we are going to lose weight over Christmas, or people do tend to think if we lose weight over Christmas, we're going to feel deprived. We're going to feel like we're missing out on the things that we love the most. But that really isn't the key with this plan. And that is why I wanted to share this with you. Guys, this is what I share with my 7K clients. Okay. So if you want this, drop the word plan in the comments. I am happy to share my screen as well. I tell you what I will do is I'm going to share the screen so you can have a look at what I am looking at here. So, probably no need for me to have printed that off. Okay, so what I'm just going to quickly take a look back. Okay, I think you can see my screen. I'm not entirely sure. So hopefully you can see my screen. I'm not entirely sure if you can. I hope you can. I can't see. So yeah. So okay, you can see. Cool. So these are the steps, right? First and foremost, I want you, this is like literally 1 to 10 pounds. Like we're not fucking around with 5 pounds. We're gonna mess around with the big numbers, okay? Actually, first and foremost, if you're sat here thinking, Bianca, I can't lose weight over Christmas, you are in the wrong place. If you are thinking, I don't know how to lose weight over Christmas, you are in the right place. If you don't want to lose weight over Christmas, you do not have to be here, okay? It is imperative for you to realize that 5 pounds is the average weight gain over the festive season for women. Now, if you think about 1 to 5 pounds or 1 to 10 pounds, maybe let's just look at 1 pound. Over 10 years, if you just gain 1 pound over the festive season because you're throwing the baby out with the bathwater because it's the festive season and you don't think that you can lose weight and you just assume that it is going to be impossible for you to lose weight. 10 years down the line, 10 pounds have crept in. So every time January rolls around, you're starting from even more of a deficit. You're starting from having to lose even more weight. So it's getting harder. You're yo-yo dieting throughout this period. So you're actually decreasing your metabolism, which basically means that you're reducing the amount of calories that you need on a day-to-day to just operate. So you're decreasing those calories, you'll increase the amount of weight that you're starting at in January. Not only that is you're kidding yourself, you're fooling yourself, you're lying to yourself, you're reducing and eliminating that trust that you have in yourself to actually stick through to your promises, to follow through with your New Year's resolutions. Because by January, it sucks to be a few pounds heavier, right? It sucks. And quite often, can't remember the statistic. I'm pretty sure it was something like 60 to 70% of New Year's resolutions fail, right? So if you are sick and tired of being on this trend, on this spinning your wheels, sitting around on this hamster wheel, then I'm going to share with you the steps to get off. Now, just to let you know, we are going to be I'm going to be doing an in-depth workshop, really taking you through the nitty-gritty of this. So this is an outline of what you can be doing. If you would like information about the workshop, just DM me the word workshop and I will pop you on the wait list. So let's get back into it, okay? The first thing that you are going to do is you are going to decide, are you going to choose to be a victim or a victor of every situation? What this means is you literally have a choice on whether you decide that things are happening to you or around you. The difference in this is huge. When you take a victim approach, you essentially say that you can't control anything. Now, I don't know about you, but that feels very disempowering. And you might say, yeah, but I can't predict when Uncle Dave is going to say something inappropriate at the family do. No, you can't predict that, but you can choose to be the victim or victor of that situation, and you can choose to walk away, to think, to react in a way that you want to, in a way that's aligned with the person that you want to become. So you can choose, I want you to choose ahead of time if you are going to be that victim or the victor of every situation that happens. Then I want you to decide whether you are going to be totally and utterly honest with yourself. This is down to you, but quite a lot of the time, women will not be honest with themselves. We will be following our feelings. It feels like I've done all the things that I should do, right? It feels like I should be losing weight. But be honest with yourself. Did you actually do 100% of your habits? Did you stick to the plan? Did you do everything 100%, or does it just feel like that? So you got to decide, are you going to be totally and utterly honest with yourself? If not, that's perfectly fine, but you can't expect to lose weight at the end of it. Then you can take ownership. Will you take ownership of your thoughts and your feelings? So every single thought is optional. And as soon as you realize that every thought is optional, you get to change what goes on up here. And when you get to change what goes on up here, you get to change the reality around you. I explained that in the last live video. So if you want this, I've given you a lot of things today already, but if you want that video, let me know. But you've got to decide if you are going to take over your own thoughts and feelings, because when Uncle Dave is inappropriate at the family get together, are you going to decide, or are you going to think that that means that you need to lose weight? That means that you need to become more confident, or or are you going to make it mean that he's drunk and that he doesn't know how to be polite, right? I will give you an example. And it's a very light and silly example, but it's an example nonetheless. At my last family get together, one of my family members came up to me and said, you are looking pretty skinny. Now, you might all be sitting here thinking, oh, I wish I could get complimented on being skinny. But for me, skinny is not a compliment. The reason why is because I work out hard every fucking day. I work out really hard to grow my muscles. So if you're someone who thinks that going to the gym and lifting weights is going to make you big and bulky, girl, it ain't. I'm going to tell you, because I lift hard and I lift heavy, and it is taking years and years and years to build muscle. So I can find it quite offensive, right? So I can either sit there and say, wow, all of these years of hard work that I have put in to building muscle, to creating a physique that I want, blown down in just one comment. Or I can choose to think that he is trying to use that as a compliment because he loves me, and he is trying to make the right call and the right judgment, but quite realistically, he actually doesn't know how to compliment a woman. Okay. Now, again, you might be sat here thinking, oh, I wish I could be complimented called skinny. It doesn't matter, right? What has said is irrelevant, and that's what I'm getting at. What is said is irrelevant, but what you interpret that, the way that you think about that, and the feelings that you create around that are all under your control. So if you decide to take ownership, you can either have to eat your feelings or run away and cry and feel shit about situations, or you can take ownership and choose the way that you perceive that situation. Let me know if this is making sense. I want you to decide whether you join a coaching or a coaching group or support bubble to increase your follow through, right? So when we are surrounded by people that are doing the same thing as us, we increase our follow through exponentially. It's like 80%, right? You've got to realize that the moment that you are surrounded by people who are doing the thing that you want to be doing, your follow through increases by 80%. That means that if you are surrounding yourself with people who like to rock up to the pub and eat and drink their feelings, or eat and drink to celebrate the fact that it's a Friday, you are more likely to do that. Okay, so if you do want to lose 1 to 10 pounds over Christmas, who are you surrounding yourself with? Who is supporting you? Who is holding you accountable? Who is being your cheerleader? Who is pinpointing your shitty thoughts versus the actual truth? Who's pulling you up on your own bullshit? Okay, so I want you to make a decision to yourself. Are you going to join a coaching group, whether that's mine, whether it's someone else's? Are you going to create a support bubble or network around you to increase that follow through? So they're your first steps. Then the basics, right? And don't forget, if you want this plan, guys, just comment plan. They're your basics. Sorry, now your basics. What are my non-negotiables this season? Your non-negotiables, okay? They are exactly what it says on the tin. That is completely down to you. Are your non-negotiables the fact that you want to get a certain amount of sleep? Are your non-negotiables that you will do a maximum of 7 events, right? Are your non-negotiables that you will listen to when you're hungry and when you're full, right? What do your non-negotiables look? This is very unique down to the person. So state out your non-negotiables, and then what are your absolute basics that you will aim to work towards daily. So the reason why this is bright pink is because this is the main thing that me and my clients are doing over December. So last year, they all lost, well, they either maintained, one person maintained, but 99% of them lost 1 to 6 pounds over the Christmas festive season last year. What did we do? We did 2 things. We did this one and we did this one. So we did this one, which is we decided what our absolute basic habits are going to be. I want you to think of minimal nutritional intake, listening to when you're full, so stopping at enough, right? What your alcohol intake is going to be, your hydration, your sleep, your movement, your stress management. We create a habit tracker and we track them, right? That is one thing that holds us and my clients accountable every single day to their non-negotiables. Okay, so this is about getting the basics in. It's not about stretching yourself so freaking far across 3 months worth of the most sociable time of the year. It's just about laying down the foundations. What is the bare minimum? At the end of the day, am I going to make sure that I get 5,000 steps, right? At the end of the day, am I going to make sure that I eat 3 square meals? At the end of the day, am I going to make sure that I drink 1 to 2 liters of water? Bare basics, guys, right? Bare basics. So plan. The next thing you're going to do is plan ahead of time. You might want to spend half an hour or an hour sitting down with your calendar. And what you're going to do is you're going to plan out shopping, cooking, events, dinners out, anything that needs to go in the calendar, it goes in the calendar or the diary. So make sure you know when your cooking days are. Make sure you know when you need to go for a food shop. Make sure you know when you're going to be dining out or eating from a buffet or at an event where there's alcohol or at an event where there's no food provided. Okay. So plan ahead, look for and create weekly meal plans. As always, I always create weekly meal plans and then do a daily plan. So this is the second thing. This is probably one of the number one driver of these two. So as I said, my clients this year are going to follow the same as what we did, the framework that we followed last year. And we are going to do these two key things. But what we're doing is we're checking in daily. They are holding each other accountable. We're doing daily check-ins. So we're really, really keeping in with that full accountability, the full support. And the daily plan essentially is at the start of the day, you're going to write what you plan to have that day. And at the end of the day, you're just going to review it. Okay. It is pretty simple. It doesn't really need to be any more complicated than that. You just write down what you want to eat. This is going to minimize thinking and obsessing about food. It is going to minimize the indecision. It is going to minimize the ability to just grab us whatever you want. It's going to decrease the likelihood of you emotionally eating because you've already got a plan. It's probably going to eliminate the fact that you're going to get a takeaway because you've already got it on plan that you're going to grab a salad, a bag of salad and a baked potato from the store on the way home, right? So do a daily plan. Again, this is what my clients are doing every single day. We're going to post in our client chat to hold each other accountable. This, if you did nothing else but this, guarantee you'll lose at least a pound a week. All right. It is insane how much of a difference doing a daily plan is. Statistically, you are 70% more likely to follow through. No, 40%, sorry, my bad. 40% more likely to follow through if you write down a plan, pen and paper. Okay. That is a 2-minute task with odds that I quite like, to be honest with you. So that's what you're going to be doing. Then your goals. You're going to figure out whether you want to maintain, lose, or gain. That is completely up to you. If you maintain, you need to eat the amount of calories that you are burning on a day-to-day basis. If you want to lose, you need to eat in a calorie deficit. If you are happy to gain, you just eat however you want to eat, okay? This might seem like a no-brainer to you, but it's again about making an intentional decision. Every single one of these things are an intentional decision, guys. It's not just an ad hoc choice that you're making because it's based on instant gratification or fitting in with everyone else. This is a decision that you are making from your highest self for the best results possible. Okay, so decide whether you want to lose, maintain, or gain weight over Christmas and create a realistic goal. Yeah, don't create anything that's ridiculous that you're not going to follow through with, that's going to be too difficult. Make sure that you are creating a very realistic goal. Then you're going to be aware. So be aware of your own shit. I want you to smell your own shit. Not quite literally, but your own shit is your thoughts. Okay? I want you to think as every single thought guilty until proven innocent. Okay? I know by law it's innocent until proven guilty, but every single thought that you have is very biased to the programming that it has. Okay? I want you to think of ChatGPT or think of Google or any other search engine that you use, even Facebook. Think of the algorithm. When you intentionally plug things in, you will see more of what you've plugged in over time. Does that make sense? So the way the algorithm works, the reason why I'm messaging you guys and tagging you guys so much inside our Facebook group, making sure that you can see the stuff is because if you haven't looked at the stuff or clicked on my link or clicked on the group and had a look, if you haven't opened a resource or anything like that, because you are not paying it attention, the algorithm is not going to show you any more of that. Now, I want you to think of your mindset of your thoughts the same way. So as you grow up and as you learn from the world around you, from other people around you, learn from your experiences, that is your own algorithm that you are creating. So everything that you have experienced, you are creating almost like this mini database of information. So when you have a thought, it has stemmed from that collection of information, right? It's not very random. Your thoughts aren't very random. It has been birthed from your very own search engine. And your search engine has been created by every single story that you have created, the experiences, the stories that other people have handed to you, and so on and so forth. Okay, let me know if this is making sense. So, your thoughts that come up are very biased to what you have there. If you type into Google something about weight loss, maybe something that you've typed in before will come up first, or what other people have also suggested will come up first. So, you want to make sure that you notice that your thoughts are going to be biased. So they're always guilty until proven innocent. Okay. So your thoughts, they're probably going to be lies. That's why coaching is so important, because you can come to me with something that you believe is the God's honest truth. You believe that absolutely there is no other way that I could possibly do this. And then I can show to you how this isn't the truth. It's your biased thoughts that is being generated from your personal search engine. Yeah. So if I can't be there to coach you, you need to start smelling your own shit, smelling where your weight loss, where your thoughts are probably bullshit. So I hope that makes sense. Food pushers. It is not about you. So when people are pushing food on you, ladies, it is not about you, right? I just want to take a second for you to acknowledge that not everything is about you. So when Auntie Gladys pushes the apple pie or the pumpkin pie or the stuffing or the chicken on you for the umpteenth time, it does not mean that she disrespects you necessarily. It does not mean that she doesn't love you. It does not mean that she doesn't support you. It just means that she either doesn't listen or she is projecting her own personal opinion, her own securities onto you. What do I mean? So a lot of food pushers will be like, oh, I made this just for you. Or, but you've always had this before. You're not on a diet, are you? Are you counting calories? Are you trying to lose weight? All of these sentences, they're not judgment against you, they are judgment against themselves. So when people push food out to you, they are either projecting stuff that they don't like about themselves, or they typically show love by cooking, baking, and providing. Okay, so if you are saying no, they are then getting defensive because they are interpreting that, because they're not smelling their own shit. They're interpreting the no as a what's the word? As a rejection. So when you don't take the food, when you don't take the cookie, when they are pushing and pushing and pushing, they are taking that as a personal rejection. That is not your fault. You are not here to fix anyone else. Okay, you are here to withhold boundaries. Now, I'm going to tell you, if Auntie Gladys is used to asking you 5 times, and on the 5th time you say, oh, go on then, you are training her like you train a dog to sit. You are training these people that by the 4th or 5th or 6th time, you are going to have that food and you're going to be so joyous about it, and you're going to be excited, and you're going to have a smile on your face, and you're going to thank them. So they know that they get that dopamine, that reward, that well done, that mental pat on the back, because you have trained them that if they ask 5 times, they will receive that reward. Don't forget, guys, food pushers is not about you, it's about them. Okay, so take it away from you. Stop thinking that everything is about you, because when it comes to food pushers, it is not. Now, people pleasing, on the other hand, is all about you. I have been a serial people pleaser, so I totally know what it's like to be a people pleaser, but it is all about you. The reason why we people please is because we are scared of disrupting the silence. We are worried about how we will react or what people will think about us. Essentially, we anyone who people pleases is actually a selfish tendency because we don't want to upset the peace. It's not about them. It's about the peace that we are disrupting because we can't handle it. Okay. So people pleasing is all about you. If you notice that you are going above and beyond to please everyone else in society, everyone else in your family, everyone else in your friendship groups, everyone else at church, if you're going above and beyond to please everyone else and you are getting irate and annoyed because no one is helping you, that is a you problem. You have a boundary problem. Not everyone is walking over you. Okay. Not that everyone is taking your advantage. It is because you have not set boundaries. So people pleasing is about you. Recognize that and set your own boundaries. And no can come in many forms, guys. I gave my clients a list of like 50 ways to say no. Okay. No, N-O is a full sentence. Say it with me. No is a full sentence. Write it down. No is a full sentence. You can say no. Okay, you might not be used to saying no, but you've got to say no in the moment if it does not align with losing your goal weight of 1 to 10 pounds over Christmas. Okay, you're going to have to get used to saying no. Okay, then we come to mindfulness. So, mindfulness is about eating and choosing wisely. Okay, so are you going, what foods, and Corinne Crabtree really describes this very well, but there are certain foods that go past the velvet rope. I want you to think of the VIP area in a nightclub. The VIP area is your stomach. The rope that lets people in is very selective. Be very fucking selective of the food and the alcohol that you choose to put in there. Okay, because this isn't about deprivation or restriction. It is about deciding what is worth the wiggle when you get the food to the plate, what is worth the smile, the joy, the excitement, the build up, and what is just not. Okay? Because when you recognize that half of these foods that you feel like you're missing out on, you're not actually missing out on, then it doesn't make sense to feel like you're missing out on the foods if they don't actually excite you. So decide what foods are part of your velvet rope, who's the VIPs. Recognize, are you actually hungry when you're eating? Have you eaten enough when you're eating? Are you eating slowly when you're eating? And recognize, why are you eating in the first place? Like, are you eating because you're hungry, or are you eating because Uncle Dave said something inappropriate at the family wedding, right? At the family event. Same goes for drink, guys. What drinks are the exceptional ones that make you feel giddy, that make you feel good, that you absolutely love? Is it an espresso martini? Is it mulled wine? What is worth getting into the VIP area? Are you really thirsty? Have you already drank enough? Are you drinking slowly? And why are you drinking? Same questions, different advice. And finally, I want you to be prepared. Be prepared to bring your own goddamn dishes and meals to an event, right? It's 2025. You don't have to rely on a slave or a maid to be cooking over you and then feel bad that they have slaved away for hours on end, right? You can bring your own meals. In fact, it is actually better for the host if you bring your own things, because then they're not stressing out over finding something that's oil-free or vegan, plant-based. Maybe you're plant-based and gluten-free, right? If you bring your own, you're actually reducing the stress and the workload on everyone else. Unless you're going to a no oil, no sugar, no salt, refined, no processed foods, plant-based potluck, then that's fine. Well, then you would be bringing your own dish anyway. But be prepared to bring your own dishes or your own meals, and be okay with not eating, or be okay with being the odd one out, right? This baffles me sometimes when people say, oh, well, I couldn't not eat. What, like your hands are tied? Like you've got a gun to your head and someone says you have to eat with everyone else? You do not have to eat to socialize, right? Get that in your head. You do not have to eat to socialize. You do not have to eat to be a good person. You do not have to eat to be a good granddaughter, a good sister, a good wife, a good mum. You do not have to be eating to be a good person. Just because you're going to an event with food does not mean that you have to eat, right? If I don't drink alcohol. If I go to an event, it doesn't mean that I have to drink alcohol, right? So if you go to an event with food, you don't have to eat. So be okay with not eating because you are focused on losing 1 to 10 pounds. Be okay with that, right? Be okay because you are now someone who loses weight over Christmas. You are a badass. You are a sexy motherfucker, and you are going to be hot as hell come January and feeling incredible and feeling amazing because you were a little bit of an odd one out. Think about it, right? Would you rather be the odd one out to feel that way? Because I bet I would. This is another one stolen from Corinne, but she uses good, better, best. So the good option is to eat when you're hungry. The better option is to upgrade that nutritionally, and the best option is to do the best that you possibly can in that moment. So, if there's only pizza around, have pizza. If you can change it to a thin crust with extra veggies on top, then that's a better option. If you can have a small pizza and have a massive salad on the side, then that's going to be your best option. Just be mindful about how you can improve the dish that you're going to have and make it better. And then lastly, I want you to use curiosity over judgment. In any time you're judgmental with yourself, you shoot yourself in the foot and you don't create space for change. When you're curious, you create space for change. So anytime you notice that you're being judgmental, scrap that because it's a waste of time, it's a waste of energy, and step into the shoes of someone who is curious. So if this resonated with you, then let me know. This is what you're looking at on screen right now, the exact plan. Okay. If you follow this, you will lose weight. And I want to know how many pounds come January that you have lost because you have followed these steps. I have two things for you, right? I have one, I'm releasing a stupid, crazy Black Friday offer to jump straight into Her Rise, which is my brand new program, and loads of crazy bonuses. So if you're interested and you have this document, click this link here. Or just drop the word Black Friday in the comments and I will send you to the wait list. I will get you on the wait list, and on the 27th, which is in 2 days, I will be releasing the information to the wait list. And on the 28th, the rest of the places, if there's some places left, they get sent out to the public on the 28th. So get on the wait list, be the first to say yes or no. It is a crazy, stupid offer, brand new program. I am super excited, super pumped to be delivering it. It's going to be freaking awesome. That's the Black Friday offer. And on the 9th of December, I'm going to be doing a workshop breaking this down, what we've talked about today, even further and giving you even more information. So if you are interested in that, just drop the word waitlist. So no, not waitlist, drop the word workshop. This, plan, that, Black Friday. Actually, I'm going to delete this. There's just too many call to actions. There's just too many things for you to do. If you want the plan, drop plan. If you want the Black Friday offer, drop Black Friday offer. If this was helpful, type the word helpful. Like I said, guys, this is the exact plan. If you follow this, you will lose weight. Okay? Okay. Awesome. All right. Well, I hope this was helpful. Take care, and I will see you soon. Bye.